Hey guys, Barcelona Suck 16 here, or Swag Doctor, depending on what channel you're watching. And I'm playing Dust 5 and 4 because this is a game that I like a whole bunch. So anyway, it's coming up close to baseball season. Baseball workouts for my school have started. Getting in the mood for baseball and everything. The reason I say if you're watching Barcelona Suck 16 or Swag Doctor, because Swag Doctor is actually my other channel that I upload baseball videos to. So yeah, don't ask about the name. I actually just made it. And I wasn't actually expecting to use it, but I ended up using it anyway. And I just ended up using Swag Doctor for all my baseball videos and all that stuff. So if you're interested in like baseball reviews, I actually have a review for some cleats, 2 gloves, and a homemade pitcher's mound me and my dad made over spring break up there. So if you're interested in looking at that, I'll put the name of that channel because it's really complicated to spell because I really wasn't expecting to use it again like I was saying. So I'll put the name. Why are you shooting this? I want to get the points. You jerk. You evil person. Why would you do that? Anyway, if you can tell me why people do that. I don't get why they do that. Do you get points for destroying it? I don't know. But anyway, like I was saying, it's coming up to baseball season, which is my favorite time of the year because I'm a big soccer fan, big football fan, big basketball fan. I like all sports, but baseball has always been my #1 sport. So being excited about that, that's always cool. But anyway, that reminded me of 2 baseball stories from this past season. I guess I would share with y'all. Y'all being my 19 subscribers. Well, anyway, so basically, I didn't play baseball for my school my freshman year because I had played since I was 4, and I wanted to kind of take a break from baseball a little bit, just because I was getting tired of always having to go to practices and stuff. I'm not lazy. Well, I have lazy aspects, but I'm not like a super lazy person. I just wanted some time off. So yeah, that's why I didn't play my freshman year. So my sophomore year, I actually played fall baseball for the 18U fall school team for that. I did pretty good, but I didn't play summer for the school. So basically, I played JV my sophomore year. I was cool with that. Of course, I'd rather be on varsity, of course, because I think I'm a decent player. But not playing freshman year, rite of passage and all that cool stuff. So I wasn't surprised, I wasn't surprised, or a little disappointed, but not, I was like, well, oh, this is cool. So I kind of, decided to play, baseball. I guess I shouldn't say I just decided. I was gonna play. But I usually actually had played infield when I was earlier. But given that I'm 6'2" and like really skinny, I have really long legs. I have trouble bending over to actually field ground balls. So this year I was moved to outfield, and it was my first year actually playing mostly outfield. Because for that fall team I played first base and I played some outfield, and I alternated from first base and outfield. But this was actually my first year of playing, mostly first base. Mostly outfield, I should say. So it took me a while to get adjusted. I knew you have to take your first step. Your first step has to be backwards. I know all the basics and stuff, but just getting timing and everything right. It took me a little bit of time to get that straight. But I eventually did, and I actually had a pretty good year. I hit pretty good this year, or last year I should say. And I got back to pitching. I had pitched for my middle school, ever since I was 8. When kids pitch starts, I had been pitching. And I've always thrown pretty hard. This year I was playing for some Summer American Legion, and my coach said I was throwing around 82, between 82 to 84, which I guess is pretty good for a sophomore in high school, which I was over the summer. Until the beginning, because I'm a junior now, upperclassman status. But anyway, so yes, I've always thrown pretty hard, and my accuracy was better when I was younger. I guess I should say when I was pitching more. But after taking the off year, if you know a lot about baseball, it's a very pitching is very complex, and you need to do it a lot, to stay consistent and stay good. If you hear the piano, my dad's playing in the background. But anyway, you have to pitch a lot to stay consistent, and stay accurate and everything. So let me go ahead and get this guy. Hostile MCC shield damage 50%. Why didn't you move, dude? I'm surprised. Because he had a nice armor. Or he had nice armor. But yeah, it took me a while to get my accuracy back. So I guess that this is going to actually be 2 stories from when I first started pitching. So my second game pitching for JV, you know, I had actually pitched pretty decent my first game. I came into relief. I pitched like 2 innings. You know, I did pretty good. You know, it was more of just like excitement and, you know, energy. It had been my first time pitching in over 2 years in a competitive game. So, you know, that was cool. You know, I was hype about that. So, you know, that was really cool. So, you know, I did decent. So my second game pitching, actually, you know, my coach come into relief. I'm usually a reliever because even though I could throw hard, my stamina was never like really high. Where'd you go? My stamina was never really high, so you know I've always been a reliever. So I came in again to relief, for relief pitching, and I was, oh my gosh, and you know I was doing pretty decent, you know, so I was feeling good about myself, you know. So it's maybe my 3rd inning pitching. It was not even like the 5th inning of the game. You know, in high school we had to play 7 innings. So. Oh, I was so close to taking out 2 heavies. I would have freaked out if I did that. But anyway, I was, you know, pretty happy about that. I was doing pretty good. So basically, this is my 3rd inning pitching, about 5th inning of the game. My teams were getting beat pretty bad. The JV team, we weren't very good. But anyway, so I'm pitching. You know, like I said earlier, I throw pretty hard. So I throw mostly fastballs. When I was younger, I never really developed a curveball because, you know, they always say wait till you're 13. So, you know, I really never really did that. So I mean, I waited till I was 13. I really never threw curves. So anyway, you know, the pitcher, he throws a fastball low and inside. He calls a fastball low, the catcher I should say, calls a fastball low and inside. And of course, you can guess what you can imagine what happens. So basically, I throw the ball low inside. It's maybe 2 inches inside. It wasn't like incredibly inside, but this dude, alright, this batter, I don't know what he was thinking. Basic baseball, you know, they always say turn your back, and you know, get hit in the back or get hit in the butt, because that's always the best place. But this nigga, he turns around, opens his legs, and it's like paints a target for his nuts. Like, I don't know what he was thinking, but he just sits there and just takes it. Like, I don't know why, but basically just plunks him right in the nuts. So, you know, I'm a nice guy, so at first, you know, I was feeling really bad. I was like, man, I hope this kid can have kids, you know, man. If he can't have kids, you know. I mean, you know, I know that sounds silly, but I was like, that's like the first thing I thought was like, I hope I didn't take away this brother's kids, because, you know, as a brother with blacks, you know, we gotta reproduce, you know, keep the nigga population high, you know what I'm saying? Well, anyway, so, you know, I'm feeling pretty bad, but, you know, I turn around and look at my third baseman, and this dude is just over here like smiling. He's just like there's a big grin on his face. Like, there's a really big grin on his face, just over here laughing. So I turn over him, you know, that kind of, you know how, like, laughing is contagious. When you see one person laughing, you know, it kind of makes you want to laugh. So, you know, I kind of turn away from him, so I don't start laughing. But, you know, I was doing good, you know, I wasn't really laughing that much. I was doing a good job of holding it in. And then my catcher comes up to me, and he just says to me, I think you might have killed him. And I know that's awful to say, but that made me bust out laughing. Like, that's when I lost it. And so I just covered my glove with my mouth. I covered the glove, my glove with my mouth. Somebody finish him off, please? Somebody? No assist for that. Are you kidding me? Thank you for reviving me, but gosh, I should have got an assist for that. But anyway, so, you know, I'm over here smiling with my glove covering my mouth, feeling like a jerk. So many people out here. So I'm over here feeling like a jerk. But, you know, it's like, but this is when my catcher came up to me, and he said to me, I think you might have killed him. That's when I lost it. I was just like, you know what, I'm done. But the worst part was when No, so the coach comes out to him. He's laying on the ground, you know, crying and everything. So the coach just comes up to him and is like, "Are you okay?" And, you know, that's, you know, standard procedure. You know, if you get hit, you know, the coach always says, "Are you okay?" But this dude, he's on the ground and he's just screaming and he just goes, "No, I'm not okay." And oh my gosh, not to be a jerk, but that was oh my gosh, that was, you know, that was it for me. That was the final straw. I couldn't hold it in anymore, and, you know, that ended it right there. So basically, just him, you should hear it in person. He just goes, the way he screamed, "No, I'm not okay." It was like, it wasn't like super, like, you know, like sad, like, "Oh my gosh, this guy, you know, he's not gonna make it." It was just more of like, you know, just like humorous of just like how he said it. And that's when everybody on the whole team. So basically, the whole infield was just over here laughing, and doing handshakes. Like, the dude got up and he was okay for handshakes, but he didn't even look at us. He just kind of looked to the floor, or to the ground, and just like what we were doing, just like, "Good game." He was like good game. I actually thought he went to the hospital because he had left, but he was there for handshakes. So I don't know. But anyway, yeah. So that was basically it. So I guess to be even, I should probably do a story about me screwing up. Well, that story was about me screwing up, but I guess I should do a story more that hurts my feelings, kind of, and hurts my, like, ego. I'm lagging. I hope that stops. But I guess, so basically, besides that moment, I mean, basically from then on, everybody I had the reputation of the pitcher who hit the guy in the nuts. Luckily, it was an away game, so not everybody saw it. No, not like a whole lot of kids from my school saw it, but even the players on my team, of course, word spread. And, you know, oh, you know, the next day, "Dude, you hit some kid in the nuts," you know. And I'm like, "Oh, whatever, you know, this." So basically, you know, from that, I had a decent season. So basically, I said basically like 3 times. So for playoffs, I get called up for varsity. So, you know, I'm like, you know, this is cool, you know, everything, you know. I really didn't expect to play that much, because, you know, I've been on JV all year, and our center fielder was really good. So, you know, it's like, you know, he was really, he was the truth, like he had major league talent, like, possibly go to the majors. Like, he was super talented. He ran like a 4.4, super strong arm. The kid was a beast. He was a senior anyway. Oh yes. Finally, the first good video I'm having in a while, and there was a piano playing in the background. So yeah, that sucks. Well, anyway, so let me get. Oh, I took too long to shoot my pistol. So basically, I get called up for varsity for playoffs. You know, I'm cool, but I'm not expecting to play, you know, because I was on JV. So I'm like, you know, that's cool, you know, trying to play it off. But so the first conference playoff game, you know, I'm sitting on the bench watching the game, you know, like, you know, this is a good game, you know. We're in extra innings against, you know, a team from across the city. And, you know, I'm over here, you know, chilling, you know, just watching some baseball. And so, but then the coach just looks over at me. Actually, the first baseman coach. He wasn't the head coach. Head coach was at third. But the first baseman coach, he looks over to me, and he's like, "Lemon," and I'm like, "What?" And he's like, "Come pinch run. Come pitch run." So, you know, I'm 6'2", and a black guy with really long legs. So obviously, everybody in the world knows I'm gonna steal. So it was so obvious. Like, it was just like, really? So basically, you know, I'm nervous as crap, you know, because I don't want to get picked off or get thrown out. You know, my first, I don't want to get thrown out my first, you know, varsity appearance. So, you know, I'm nervous. You know, I'm shaking. I'm like, you know, I hope they don't actually throw the ball. But basically, what happens? I guess this is the victory. Basically, what happened is, they knew I'm black, so of course I'm gonna steal. So the pitcher tries to pick me off like maybe like 5 times in a row. So it's like pick off attempt, pick off attempt, pick off attempt, and I'm just diving back and forth to first, you know, getting my lead and diving back to first, and it was getting annoying. So I'm like, dude, stop trying to pick me off. It was so racist. Like, of course, the black guy's gonna come steal. You know, I would try to pick him off anyway. I mean, everybody knew I was gonna get the steal sign, and of course, I had the steal sign. So, I'm just, you know, over here. So, like, maybe on the 6th attempt, you know, I guess my first base coach forgot that I knew the signs, because he basically curls up his arm and, like, puts it up to, like, to try to cover his mouth, but he really didn't, and he just, like, whispers, "Still," and, like, the first baseman looks right at him. It's like he heard him, so the first baseman just looks at him, like, he's like, okay, and so, it was a lefty, so the pitcher picked up his leg, you know, like, he picks up his leg for pickoffs anyway, but, you know, he usually kind of did, like, a slide set for pickoffs, but this time he really picked it up like he was going to throw. So, you know, I get a jump, you know, because I'm not very fast, so I got to get a good jump to get the steal, but it's a pickoff again. So basically, I get picked off, and you know, that sucked. Death's Nuts, that's a cool name. But basically, I got picked off on my first ever varsity baseball appearance, and that sucked. So basically, I had a good year, but we ended up winning the game anyway. And then we lost in the second round of conference and lost in the first round of state. But basically, I was known this past year, or last year I should say, for hitting the kid in the nuts while pitching and then getting picked off at first base in my first varsity appearance. So yeah, that was pretty embarrassing. You know, it sucked. But yeah, so that was just some baseball stories from this past year. It was a fun year. Really enjoyed it. I'm obviously gonna play this year, but you know, workouts and all that stuff kind of reminded me of those. And I said, you know what, I'll make a video about that. So thanks for watching. If you liked the video, just give it a little like. And you know, and it would be nice if you subscribed or gave it a favorite. That would be awesome. But yeah, thanks for watching, and bye.